it's recording.
Oh, okay.
Okay, today I'm going to show you the PM on an inoculab. This is a machine that's used to streak urine cultures. And first thing is first, check your wires, your cables. And in this building, our electrical lines and computer lines are all under the floor because we've got a subfloor. So that's where you see all these. Yeah, so you can just double check to see if they are all intact. There are no cracks or anything. And you also have to check and see if the brakes on the machine is on, so that when it's operating it doesn't move away and pull the cables away. And you can also, you have to do a visual check on the machine to see if everything is still in one piece. Now, with this machine, what it does is it takes a urine culture, a urine sample, then it dips a loop into the urine and streaks onto this plate. So there's a lot of motion on the machine and there's a lot of sensors there. So on your PM, what you need to do is you need to clean your sensors first. And what you use for cleaning sensors, just use a damp wipe. With a number of sensors. As you can see here, there's a sensor over here. Just it's there to measure, to sense when the belt is running, to see if the belt is in line. What this does is just keeps make sure that the urine is on the right position when the belt is moving. So you have to make sure that the sensor is cleaned, and there's also a sensor here and another sensor over here. Then we have some sensors that are inside here that you need to be cleaned too. And there is also a barcode reader. This is the sensor here, you also need to clean this. And that's the one that will be reading the patient to see which patient it is. So when you're done cleaning your sensors, there's also another sensor over there. If you look at your operator's manual, it will show you a list of all the sensors that you have. And inside, got some sensors also in here that will sense the plate, if the plate is in place. Because when you look at the plate, it's a biplate, so it needs to put the plate in like this, so it has to sense the position of this tab on the plate so that it can align the plate properly. So when you're done cleaning all your sensors, the next thing that you need to check, you need to check your printer too, because it will print labels for all the you need to clean your printer, and cleaning the printer you use alcohol to clean the head, printer head. That's it, the paper is still in there. So you put your printer back in and you lift it up. Make sure everything is all in place. And you also need to watch for the dust, clean it up regularly. So our printer is okay, our sensors are cleaned. And now what we need to do is we need to check our loop and see if our loop is aligned. This is a tool that we use to make sure that the loop is straight or calibrated.
Oh.
So you put your loop in there to see if it is aligned with this. If it's not, you adjust it slightly. Because if it is not calibrated, what you end up having is you end up having a loop that won't be dipping into the urine. It will just be going sideways, and you have a lot of error messages, or you have cultures that are not growing anything on them. So you put back your loop. That's it. And if you want a new loop, you've got also this tool that you can use to make another new loop. And this is the calibration tool that you use to calibrate your loops. Depending on what type of cultures you are going to streak. And usually on this one we just use 0.1. So you use this to make sure that your loops are calibrated, so that you collect the correct amount of specimen when it dips into the urine. So this is the tool that we use to bend our loops, because when you order your loops, they'll come in like this. So this one, depending on the number of specimens that you run per night, this one can last you up to a month if you clean it properly and take good care of it, and if it is calibrated. Because at times if it is not calibrated, what happens is when it's dipping down into the urine, it will hit right on top of the urine tube and it will bend. So after that it will be useless. Then you have to replace it with a new one. So usually they will last you quite a bit. So that's the tool that you use to bend your urines, your loop. Okay. Now you've got everything on there. It's all set and it's fine. It's in good working condition. You can close your machine, and you can just double check and see if everything is also working fine in here. And as you can see, we've got a lot of relays in here, so you just double check and see if there are any that are popped out. And as you can see, all of these are in. If one is not working, or if there's any error, some might just pop out. So you just need to check and see if everything is okay. And you need to check your lights to see if they are green. If you see any light that's red, it's usually a warning message, so you need to double check on that. And normally what happens is when you turn on the machine, it will also run a diagnostic check on all these. And if anything is not working, it will give you an error message on the screen. So your machine is ready, and it's ready to run a urine culture. What I'll do is I'll just go ahead and run one and see if it is working fine. So I say it does give you a list of things that you need to do. It does that regularly, like once a week. You give it these messages. I hope you can see the messages. See? You need to put the barcode to scanner, to CAPA. The CAPA is the thing that gives the urine. You need to make sure there's no urine that's gathering on it. So that's ready. Start up. This.